judges, contest chair, and fellow Toastmasters. Let me ask the question first. How many of you have read the novel, The Great Gatsby, or the movie? Yes, many. And what do you think that makes Gatsby great? When I first read the novel, I couldn't get it. Then why is Gatsby great? The story goes that Gatsby was from a lower income class and fell in love with a rich girl, Daisy. He pursued her and pretended he was from a similar background, but the war separated them. Gatsby joined the army and Daisy married Tom, from a wealthy family. 5 years later, Gatsby returned. He gained a large fortune through illegal businesses, and he bought a mansion by the sea across the bay where Daisy lived. He entertained hundreds of guests every Saturday, hoping that Daisy one day may come. But at the end, he got killed because of a car accident caused by Daisy, but she ran away with her husband and did not turn up at his funeral. So why is Gatsby great? I thought it was just a story of a social climber falling in love with a material, unworthy goal and died with a broken dream. So then I read on about its author, Scott Fitzgerald, and the background. Scott Fitzgerald was from a middle-class family. He didn't do well in Princeton, and at 1970, the war gave him the perfect excuse to quit. However, ever before he saw any changes, the war ended the next year. So Europe at that time after the war was in ruins, but America went into a roaring 20s with unprecedented economic prosperity. Young Fitzgerald fell in love with a rich socialite, Zelda, who was the star of every party. But what he had then, he had no university degree, no inherited wealth, just a good-looking face, military uniforms to hide his humble origins, and the talent for writing. His first book, This Side of Paradise, was a huge success. It sold faster than printed. So with money and status, he married Zelda in 1920. The first few years of their married life were fabulous. They hosted glamorous parties and filled their house with celebrities, shining faces, shining jewelry, bright faces, endless music, dancing, champagnes. They dramatized their life, and people couldn't tell them apart from the characters of his novel. They were the golden couple of that golden age. However, fortunes like tide come and go. None of his following books, including The Great Gatsby, repeated the success of the first book. Meanwhile, Zelda suffered from mental disease and he was addicted to alcohol. Fitzgerald died at 44 in poverty on a massive heart attack. Few people attended his funeral, just like that of Gatsby's. Then I read the book again and realized I made the mistake that Fitzgerald warned at the very beginning of this book. Whenever you feel like criticizing someone, just to remember all the people in the world haven't had the advantages that you have, and I judged Gatsby too harshly. Losing his love for just being poor, Gatsby reinvented himself for love, becoming extremely rich, gaining social status, hosting lavish parties. He refined himself, pretending he studied at Oxford, pretending that his money was inherited. He tried very hard to make him Daisy's equal, to regain his lost love. Every night, he looked into the green light across the bay where Daisy lived, and strongly believed he could go back to the past and have her. Because to him, Daisy represented the grace, the wealth, and aristocracy that he wasn't born with, but desired. Even though after 5 years, when they met again, he realized that Daisy was just a fickle, shallow, hypocritical woman. He knew her so well, and he said her voice was full of money. But he had indulged in this dream for so long that he refused to wake up. He died, waiting for a call from Daisy that he knew would never happen. So who is Gatsby? He was Scott Fitzgerald. He is everyone with repressed desires. Why is Gatsby great? Because he planted a dream and he decorated it and pursued it until the end of his life, even though the dream itself was vanity. The ending of this book was engraved on the tomb of Fitzgerald. So we beat on, boats against the current, and borne back ceaselessly into the past. Or perhaps we can into the future, when we still have dreams, when our dreams are not broken. Thank you very much.